going on. Then there will be the presentation by faculty. So there are a small 4 presentations. So after each presentation, there will be the 1 or 2 minute of question answer session will be there. And at the end, we will be going to take the interactive questions from the participants. So the time is limited, so we'll be taking selected questions, but if any questions remain unanswered, you can write to me. So these are some do's don'ts. If we recommend you to use your laptops, but if you're using your mobile phone, please use your earphone or headphones. Keep your video cameras and microphone mute, so the bandwidth of the network will increase. Also try to rename your device as a personal device. Instead of that device name, it's coming. And don't use a chat window for the questions. For the questions, there are small icons you can see. The Q&A, you can write your question in Q&A window, or you can raise your hand, then you can talk with the faculty also by unmuting button, and you can speak. So your feedback is valuable for us. This is just for your information that for the paid webinar, we also provide the certificate of participation to the participants. So this is the small introduction of ACMA. ACMA is the Automotive Component Manufacturers Association of India, established in 1959. We are the apex body of auto component industry in India. We have 844 members from organized sector. We represent 85% of the industry by turnover. We represent on all strategical bodies in government and industry. We have offices all across the pan India, and we are an ISO 9001 institution. So we serve industry in 5 pillars. So we are representing skilling and training pillar. So these are the different services we provide for the auto industry and others. So first is we provide the operation excellence program, we call cluster program, where we increase your profit and reduce your cost. So these are some standard roadmaps available, but we have also developed some special programs for this COVID things. So first program is break-even point. Second program is working capital management. Third program is express new product development. Fourth program is productivity improvement through improved factory layouts. And last program is managing activities within available services. These are small programs of 5-6 weeks. You can contact us. We like to share the details with you. We also have the ACMA Unido DHI partnership programs for the SMEs. So SMEs can take advantage of these programs. We also organize for the case study competitions. So this year competition, we will be planning virtually with the different streams. We also have our own publications. Impact is our quarterly magazine, and we have a book written by our guru, Ms. Nasihan. These are the small manufacturing mantras which are helpful on the shop floors. We also organize for the ACMA awards, which are the mostly recognized in auto component industry and which is having a long history over 50 years. So these are the 5 categories through which you can apply. There is an ACMA awards online management system. So this is going to be activated from the June onwards. So these are the 5 categories you can apply for this. We also organize for the technology summit. This is actually a big event, 2 days event with the delegates from vehicle, component, engineering, machine tool, and academia, government bodies. So this time we are coming with the budget which is proposed in February. So actually, the last summit was happened in November in Pune with 30 plus national international speaker, 100 plus industry experts were there, over 700 delegates. So this is the big networking opportunity for your promotion of your product and services, and some mega publicity kind of event. So ACMA Center of Excellence, you have just gone through the movie, which is situated in Indian Institute of Technology campus, Sonipat, which is 50 kilometers away drive from New Delhi Airport. So I invite you all to visit the center after the lockdown things. So we have a vision of creating a world-class learning, skilling, and training infrastructure for you all. We work with these national and international knowledge partners. We have the state-of-art facilities which you can avail for. We have an advanced mechatronics lab with the 7 stations. And we also have a design lab with 16 high-end design workstation equipped with design and simulation tools. We also have a 3D scanner. So I request you all to avail this facility. You can use it, or we can organize for the customized training for you all. So we charge approximately 50% less than the market. Also, we can provide you the expert guidance for the automation, scanning, product design development. So you can write to us. So we organize for national, international, and virtual training programs. Almost 42 successful programs we have conducted till today. So these are the technical programs which we organize the training. Also, we organize training for soft skill, academia, general awareness. Also, you can suggest the topic for training. We can organize the customized programs for you all. So these are the upcoming training programs. On 22nd Friday, there is a training program coming on methods for inventory-less production with new methods of the shop floor layout. So Mr. Dinesh Pathak himself is going to conduct this program. So I request you all to register yourself on www.myinnovation.com. Also, there is a heavy discount policy we are implementing so that you can register yourself in more numbers. We also share the PPT for all the paid webinars. And for the other webinars, we also like to share with the same charges, we share the PPT. Or if the webinar timing is not suitable to us, then you can also self-schedule webinars for yourself. There is also a big opportunity for you all to sponsor the webinars. So these are the categories: gold, silver, bronze, and special. So you can write to us. So thank you very much being with me.
Okay.
So now we have a good participant with us. Raj, over to you. You can explain in short time that what services you provide to them, and then we can hand over to HPCL team. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, all the attendants. So myself is Raj, part of the leadership team of Green Team Solutions. So I'll share you. I'll let you know about the organization. Yeah. So you must be seeing. So we are Green Team Solutions Private Limited, which is IT product and services company. We have different products for the industry. One is basically HR Buddy, and another is basically the My Innovation. Okay, so My Innovation is cloud-based, artificial intelligence-based platform for the manufacturing industry. And so these are the products of the organization. So from the offering perspective, we have the business automations, mobile solutions, business applications. So these are the IT services that what we drive it. Along with that, we have different engagement models. For example, managed services, staff augmentations for the niche skill set that is required in the industry, and also we work on the hybrid model also. We work in the manufacturing, insurance, telecom, BFSI, healthcare, and these are all technology stack. So Android, Azure, SharePoint, Bootstrap, Java. So I will just share some of the information about My Innovation. That is one of the product that what we have it for quality and manufacturing excellence. So I will touch base upon today on continuous improvement that every organization is having as a part of the idea generation or the the suggestion as a suggestion scheme. So employee suggestion scheme is almost every organization has it, but to nowadays today it is needed to have a right tool to execute those concepts. So we drive it in a two ways. One is basically the consultancy for a suggestion scheme, and another is basically the digital solution. And this digital solution is with the latest technology. What you can have is basically on the cloud. So this My Innovation for suggestion scheme to be implemented for your organization, it is you will be having immediate ROI. It's based on the cloud technology. You don't have to install anything. It's a highly secure rest of the other our services. It is integrated. It's integrable with the SAP or the any ERP you have it. So whatever the data is coming into our cloud system or our data, it will be going to feed it to you. Then it's data analytics. You can access it from anywhere. So these are some of the features of it. So any suggestion scheme or what is that, the need of the organization is that it should be easily accessible so that, all the employees can submit their suggestions from anywhere or wherever they are, through mobile, through the laptop, or any way means of it. Now, once the suggestions or ideas are coming, there should be a formal process of processing it. And then the feedback goes to the employee, right? So this processing needs the formal way. And once this evaluation is done, you implemented an idea, then it's a reward and recognition part, right? So all this entire part we have automated, and for example, let's say knowledge bank. You'll be gonna get a knowledge bank at the after a couple of years, it will be a good knowledge bank of all the ideas and suggestions that is coming into the system. Then cognitive AI to find out the duplicate suggestions or ideas, right? So because a lot of people from various geographical regions pushing the suggestions and ideas, so you will get to know what are the duplicate suggestions are. So these are some of the features, like winners board. You will get automatic automation in the winners board, finance verification for budgetary approval, or even though budgetary verification. That is change document management, horizontal deployment. If you have multiple locations across India or across globe, you can horizontally deploy those ideas and make sure, and you can track it. It's just not sharing the idea, but you can track that. Then the right escalations. It is multi-language, so we consider even though shop floor people should access this particular system, so it will be available in Hindi, Marathi, English, any other language that you want to have it. So this is an suggestion workflow. This is how you get an at the end of the day. So this is about brief idea. We will be having the detailed sessions on this in the coming days. So just I would like to give a couple of informations about upcoming webinars. So to access the upcoming webinars, what you have to do is that you have to go to the My Innovation website. If you go to My Innovation website, you can find out there are the webinar feature tab over there. If you can click on it, you can see that there are upcoming webinars that is happening, right? And also there are past webinars. So today's webinar is of, you can see that recommendations for lubricants for various industrial applications by HPCL. Similarly, the past webinars, you can access it from here. So there is a recorded webinar. Whatever the webinar has been done, those are the paid webinars. You can still access the recorded version of it. For that, you have to register, pay to the ACMA, and you will get a link of registered, the recorded video. For that, you will also get a certificate of participation. For that, what you have to do is that click on the download certificate, put your email ID, and you can download your certificate if you have attended that. But first thing is that you have to also click on the feedback. So you have to give the feedback first and then download the certificate. So these are the some of the things that just I would like to say. So it's almost done from my end. Sapna ma'am, you can take this up.
Yeah, thank you, Raj.
Yeah.
Now, I like to, once again, I like to welcome all the panelists and all the participants. So now I like to hand over to Mr. Vajpayee. He will be giving a short introduction about how we are going to take the thing forward. Yeah, Mr. Vajpayee.
Thank you, Ms. Sapna and the entire ACMA team. And good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of HPCL, and welcome to this webinar. We thought of connecting with you as we are entering the end of the lockdown period, and all of us are planning to go back to our workplaces and to our factories where we work. So while we wish you personal safety and the safety of your families, take care, because now, not that the COVID is ending, it's still surging in India, but we are still going back to work. So personal safety, please take care. And we thought of connecting with you as you are going back to your work. One is to give you some tips on how do you take care of your machines while the lockdown is ending and you are restarting your plants and the machine and the shop floors, as well as certain refresher points on the various industrial lubricants, whether it is in the specialty metal working fluids or the quenching oils or the automotive grades or the industrial oils. They are subject matter experts who will brief you on them. And we have Mr. Gagan, who is head of the consumer lubes division of HPCL, who will be briefing on the network of HPCL in India. And for HPCL, we would like to inform you that although the lockdown was there, HPCL as a responsible petroleum company, we have been working regularly throughout the lockdown, and all our refineries, all our depots, all our retail outlets, petrol pumps, all our LPG plants, all our lube plants, and we are the only perhaps company whose lube plants, every lube plant and the entire network has been operating throughout the lockdown. In the entire 2 months, we have been supplying to defense, railways, mines, and all the sectors, STUs, everywhere where the requirement of lubricants and fuels are required. So, a brief introduction. I would like to hand over back to you, Sapna, for carrying over the presentations, please.
Okay, thank you. So we are going to start with now with this today's speaker. So Mr. Gaganji, I request you to take it forward. I'm just sharing your presentation. Okay. Gaganji.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Gagandeep Singh. I am DGM Consumer Lubes in HPC. I will present a brief on what we are doing in HPC Consumer Lube segment. Next slide, ma'am.
Yeah.
Next slide. Just I will start with a brief overview of HPC. HPC is a Maharatna company. Actually, it started in India. The journey started in India with a multinational company, Standard Vacuum, with a refinery in Mumbai, and another multinational, Caltex Oil in Vizag. Then, in '74, the Standard Vacuum has been converted to SO. It was 74 May. It was nationalized by that government, and in '78, Caltex was also merged, and HPCL was formed. In last year, 2019, our company was made a Maharatna company. Next slide, please. In HPC, we deal in different business lines. We have 2 refineries. We deal in petrol, diesel, and many fuels. We deal in lubricants. We are in LPG. We are in aviation fuel. We are in marine fuels. To name the segment, we are there. We are in city gas distribution also. Some new areas we got in last tender. Next slide, please. Currently, we are having 2 refineries, one in Vizag, one in Mumbai. Another Bathinda refinery we have a joint venture with the Mittal Group. 55% of our product we are self-sufficient, but rest of the product, because India is over capacity in refining, so we don't require, at present we don't require much refining capacity, so we take it from other refineries. But for lube, we are the largest refinery in India. It is 0.45 million metric ton. We are the largest in India, and so in that space we are the market leader. Next slide, please. As I told, we are the largest lube marketeers in the country. You name the segment. We are the largest supplier to Army. We are one of the largest suppliers to railways, to coal mines, to state transport, to many OEMs. Last but not the least, to the many of the esteemed ACMA members also. We are supplying. We are having individual supplies also and rate contract supplies. Among there, in lubricant sector is not a protected sector for anybody. There are 40 players in India. Last year, one independent report has come. We are having the 17% market share in this space. Next slide, please. Our strengths are biggest strengths are our infrastructure. We are having 6 different plants at different geographies. Bombay plant is the biggest. Then we have a very modern plant in Silvassa in the UT of Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Then another plant in Chennai. Then 2 plants in Calcutta. So we have a good geographical spread for the blending plants also, where we send our base oil also, and we can import the base oil also, and we can blend the product there. Next slide, please. I am just giving the overview of our Silvassa plant. It's actually a very modern and fully automated plant with the you can say least least human touch on the product. It is a fully automated plant. It's a place worth seeing. I will like to see, and I will invite AMCA members also to visit the plant whenever they will want. Next slide, please. Coming to distribution, we have 11 state warehouses. We have 20 our big depots and 4 depots inside the customer's premises. Whole of the length and breadth of the country we are spread, and during this after this lockdown there was a lot of issue of logistics for most of the companies, but because of our spread everywhere and lot of inventory was lying with us, we could service the customers to the satisfaction. Please next slide, please. Another channel, especially see now the country has government has given a focus to MSME segment. We already have a very good channel for that, and this is a unique channel in the industry, only in HPC. People, other industry members have different kind of channels. Where we in this channel, our CFA channel, it's not just a selling channel; it is a storage channel also. It is HPC storage handled by our channel partner. So we have a very we and our customers, they have very good advantages with this. We can reach many customers. See, our suppose mega warehouse is in Dharwad, but our customers, they are at Manesar, they are at Gurgaon, they are at Faridabad, they are at Pune. So we have our CFAs there. We have our CFAs there. Total 113 CFAs at present we have, from Kashmir to South, everywhere. Next slide, please. Another channel, our channel is lube distributors. In the bazaar segment, where mostly automotive products are being sold, we have our very strong network of lube distributors. For the knowledge of the audience, just I want to share for the two-wheeler segment. Because of this strength, our lube distributor strength, we are the #1 players for the bike segment after sale lubricant market. So next, please. Talking about strengths, our R&D infrastructure is the best in the industry. It is headed by Chief General Manager, Mr. Jain. He is also in the panel. And the R&D, our R&D infrastructure as well as manpower, they are the best, and they are tuned to the industry needs, and we are developing many products based on the requirement of the industry, and we have been quite successful because of this. Next slide, please. Again, last but not least, there is a quality control setup. See, every lube blending plant has a quality control lab independent of the plant. Other than that, we have 46 labs, all accredited, and we can give all kind of quality services from our system. And now I'll request my colleague Mr. Ashwini Agarwal to take over and take forward the presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, before that, I'd like to ask participants, if anybody has any question, they can write in Q&A window, or you can raise your hand so we can allow them to talk. We can take 1 or 2 questions, if any. I think so. There is no question, so we can continue. Ashwini ji, I just shared the.
Yeah, please. So good afternoon to all. I'm Ashwini Agarwal. I'm DGM Technical Services in the headquarters office at Mumbai with Hindustan Petroleum. I'm with Hindustan Petroleum for last 30 years and handling the specialties vertical. Before I get into the presentation, I will just share, in addition to what Gagandeep said, we have 15 Lube regional offices across the country, headed by a regional manager. And there is also a sales engineer or a technical officer in each regional office who is available at the back of the call of the customer to handle the quality complaints, to handle any issues, to guide him on any new lubricants, switchover, any new applications, that which grade is to be used, wherever the customer is looking for somebody to guide him, especially on lubricants. So this person is very much available. He's contactable, his numbers, mobiles, all are available. You can go to our website, www.hplubricants.in, and see the product data sheets, get the data, and we are very much within the reach of the customer. So that's one. Now, as was being talked about on this COVID, this pandemic has really created the industries to had a total breakdown, and the atmosphere was that the workshops have closed. So the a very quick some tips we thought it will be good to share. Of course, people will have their own maintenance teams who must have already taken care wherever the industries have opened and where are they in the process of opening post lockdown. So these are quick tips I'll just go through. So, madam, next slide, please.
Yeah.
So in most cases, a simple filtration will work. A simple on-site filtration should work. Next slide, madam. In most cases, a simple on-site filtration will work. Then soluble cutting fluids, we have cool cut series, a number of grades under cool cut series, which are the soluble cutting oils. I'll be detailing further in detail on that. So these may get spoiled, especially in if you are not left with the regular air aeration and all in the system. Air bubbling is not there in the system. So basically the bacterial formation takes place. So these bactericides will spoil, the pH will drop, pH it will become acidic. The sumps will become acidic and you may have to change the sumps. So all this, you may have to disinfect the whole system and then sterilize before refilling or restarting the machines. Next slide, madam. Now, what exactly could go wrong? You could have bad orders coming when you approach it. The maintenance team, the operators, when they approach these sumps, they'll find the bad order is coming. The smell is bad. You may be facing skin irritations when you put your hands in the sumps oil. The skin irritations. You need to wear gloves, and you may find tramp oil floating and all that. So all those need to be cleaned. Some rusting might have taken place in the tools. So all that has to be properly taken care. So circulate the coolant. See that circulation is established. Aeration is established. Measure the pH levels. pH papers are available. See that you have pH in the range of 8, 8.5, 9 in that range. So it is in the basic range and no longer acidic. So this has to be properly taken care. So cleaning, disinfecting, best maintenance practices, these are called for. Operator safety is also utmost called for. Next slide, madam.
Yeah, this is the last slide.
Next slide, madam. I'm just talking it. So apart from this, of course, there has to be correct handling and storage. This is, of course, a subject in itself, so I will not dwell upon it right now. But then proper storage and, of course, the cover it as the grease drums especially need to be kept vertically and under a shade if possible in a covered area. Some tarpaulins may be there. And the barrels need to be rolled so that there is no separation of the base oil and the additives. So those things have to be taken care. And we, for any support, as I said, the sales engineers are available, their contact numbers are available, our websites you can talk, the helplines are available. Next slide, madam.
Yeah, this is the last slide.
Yeah, next slide of the other presentation.
Okay,
Next
okay.
So we have a wide range of specialty oils, specialty lubricants for specific tailor-made customized grades for various applications. Next, madam. It is like we have, I'll touch more on this metalworking fluids, cutting fluids. We have both the soluble cutting fluids as well as the neat cutting fluids in our basket. A wide range for different kind of applications and widely used by customers across pan-India basis. Not only for the OEMs, but even for large auto ancillaries, which may be a large number of ACMA members as well. And then we have heat transfer fluids. I'm not touching on this. Probably this is probably may not be auto ancillaries and that. Then quenching oils, rust preventives, drawing oils, rolling oils, rubber process oils, coning oils. Then your transformer oils as well, and even your conveyor chain lubricants, and even these special automotive specialties like the shock absorber oils or brake fluids. All those are this is an entire range. More than 400 different types of grades are there. Next slide, madam. So these all bases the need. We can offer you customized grades. We can study your applications and offer our equivalents to the competitors. And important to add here that we are a public sector government of India company. So the profit margin, though yes, we are listed on the stock exchanges, we need to be profitable. We are committed and answerable to the shareholders, but at the same time, the profit margins are wafer thin. So we give value for money for our customers. We are very, very conscious of our costing, pricing, as well as the aftermarket service. Availability on time was, like Gagandeep is talking, there is a wide network across on pan-India basis. So the availability is assured, and we keep drums in advance. If you're assuring that this much drums are going to be used in next 30 to 45 days. Coming to the base oil categories, while it may be, people may be aware, there are group 1 to group 5, various kind of base oil categories. Group 1, group 2, and it has been progressively improvements. From group 1, these are differentiated basically on the sulfur percentage, then the saturates available, and the viscosity index. Viscosity, as you all know, is resistance to flow, and viscosity index defines it the change in viscosity with respect to every degree rise or fall in temperature. So higher the viscosity index, more the resistance and more the capacity to withstand the changes in temperature. So it will oxidize slowly. It will have more optimum viscosity maintained if the VI is higher. So as we progressively move from group 1 to group 5, we find that group 1 viscosity index is generally you'll find that it will be about 90, 95, 97. It's generally supposed to be between or less than 120. Group 2 is also less than 120, but probably closer to 105, 110, 115 in that range. And group 3 is greater than 120. Group 4 is PAOs, polyalpha olefins, which are basically synthetic lubricants. All these current generation, new generation engine oils and transmission oils are basically out of these PAOs, all these engine oils. The lower viscometrics, the fuel efficiency, and all that, which my colleague Akhil will be covering shortly later. And then we have a group 5, which is all other base stocks, like we talk of esters, PAGs, naphthenic oils. So all those things, and these are more of an additives to the other grade base oils, other category base oils, and those are used as in very, very small proportions as additives and fillers and to further improve the properties. Next slide, madam. So basically coming to the metal working fluids, these are the soluble cutting fluids and heat cutting fluids which I was talking. So all mechanical operations which are resulting in some sort of metal removal, some sort of machining. So this will be, the purpose is removal of heat, lubrication, cooling the tool and the chop piece. Metal chips have to be removed because a lot of at the tool and the job interface, a lot of chips are generated. They need to be removed quickly so that there is no heat, localized heating remain there, and the tool and job bowl have the long life as well as the correct finish. Similarly, the parameters are dependent on the tool composition and what is the hardness of the tool, is tungsten carbide or what sort of material, then geometry, then the surface finish requirements, what is the use sparkling white and extremely uniform surfaces, the asperities have to be minimum. Next slide, madam. So we are talking of mainly on the oil types of cutting fluids. This can be straight type mineral oils or these can be emulsions. So I'm coming to that, blended mineral oils. Madam, next slide. So there are actually, if you see in the metal working fluids, you'll find that there are a lot of competition, large number of producers. But then the thing is, if you see the performance, then only you'll come to know that our soluble cutting oils, we don't compromise on the additives. We blend our cutting oils using the high performance additives, best of the best in the class. So with that, and approximately 20% volume in all the industrial oils, metal working fluids. See, unlike engine oils and where the viscometrics and the performance levels are very well defined with the API and SAE in place. Those bodies are there, American Petroleum Institute and Society of Automotive Engineers. Here in sort of these are customized grades with application in mind, and there are no comprehensive performance tests to comparison. There is no apple-to-apple comparison as such. You can monitor the performance and individualized grades, and the performance will speak for the grade. Next slide, madam. So what is that we are looking from the metal working fluids? So first is no rusting or corrosion of machine or the workpiece or the tool, no discoloration or staining, no objectionable odor. It should not decompose. It should retain the physical properties, and no ingredients harmful to the operator. Next slide, madam. Now, some important precautions, soluble cutting fluids, always the product is added to water, not vice versa, otherwise it will form a paste. So water is about 95%, so 5.5% generally we are saying the product to be added. So emulsion, the quality of the emulsion, the stability of the emulsion, the quality of the water, soft water to be used, preferably less than 100 and 150 ppm max. So because you get into the hard water range, the emulsion won't be stable, you will not get optimum machining, the consumptions will be varying, the pH will drop. So all those things have to be kept in mind. So periodically check the strength of the emulsion. There is a refractometer available. Maybe people are doing it already. A refractometer you can take and you can adjust the concentrations. and see that pH paper is there so that you can optimally keep on adding the top-ups can be decided and adjusted so that the pH is properly maintained. Next slide, madam. So we have a soluble cutting oils, Cool Cut 40, which is our widely used, very widely used in industry. It meets IS 1115 in the Indian Defense ZX specification. It forms a milky white emulsion, excellent surface finish, value for money grade, very competitively priced, and very reasonably good results. Excellent emulsion stability, long life, good heavily used in the industry. Similarly, we have other grades, Cool Cut 70, Cool Cut 80 with hard dose of anti-wear, and Cool Cut 70 is basically a synthetic grade, mineral oil free. Corrosion preventives have been added so that it gives a special corrosion protection. Next slide, madam. And we have grades like Cool Cut EP66, EP67 with EP additives, that is extreme pressure additives for where you need more severe machining. The depth of cut has to be higher. Or these are of course general purpose cutting oils. Again, the emulsions, 5% emulsions, but then for heavy duty applications. And Maruti has been using it in past. And Cool Cut EP67 is specially recommended for the stainless steel rolling where the machining is really severe machining is required. We in fact have replaced the Dubois of Netherlands and Jindal earlier this long back. This grade was promoted and accepted by Jindal. Next slide, madam. Then we have synthetic fluids as well. They are highly resistant to bacterial attack, and the lower consumptions and longer life are the hallmarks. So then you get into synthetics, but they are costly. Next slide, madam. Now the challenge is the sustainability. What do you see? How the future is? Future is talking of sustainability. That today we are talking of grades which are biodegradable, environmental friendly, phenol free. We used to have cutting oils which we are having phenol, so we are today having phenol free kind of soluble cutting oils. So sustainable. Now the people define the sustainable when if you put a live fish is put in a cutting oil, soluble cutting oil sump, it should not die. So that is a challenge. We should make them that sort of friendly soluble cutting oils so they are not harmful to a human life, not harmful to the animal life, no skin irritations, no kind of any harmful effects on the human body. Next slide, madam. Then coming to neat cutting oils, we have a wide range of grades, specially customized grades. We have Trimofan 14, 15, those kind of very low viscosity grades, especially for the honing and low lapping applications, finishing operations. Then we have a little higher viscosity grades for honing and all, where we talk of Trimofan 16 and 18. Trimofan 19 is chlorine free, very competitive, where it's a low viscosity product with EP properties. Then we have Trimofan 23, 25, 26, which are non-staining, sulfur free. We have active sulfur, inactive sulfur coming here in the play. So that which comes from the base oil and then it comes from the additive as well. So these are non-staining types. So the straight cutting oils and with EP and oiliness additives, and they are very suitable and very high performance delivered and high speed automatic machine tools. Next slide, madam. Excellent chip flushing ability as well. Then Trimofan 27, it's for pull honing. Widely, I think Maruti continues. Suzuki Maruti at Gurgaon is a regular customer for this. Then we have other grades, Trimofan 54 for deep hole drilling. You have to have deep hole boring, the low viscosity, so it has excellent cooling and quick swath and the chip removal. Next slide, madam. Coming to Trimofan 55, 56, these are the staining types. These are for higher machining, for broaching, gear hobbing, gear shaving, these kind of grades with EP, active sulfur, chlorine as well. So these are great customized grades. People I found that many times use mustard oil and also don't use mustard oil on, switch over to Trimofan 55. They have given excellent results. New Ellenbury Works and Bharat Gears and many such customers and gear manufacturing units. Maybe I think even Devas, there's Dajra Gears and all these units have been using a Trimofan 55. So with excellent results. Next slide, madam. Coming to quenching. Now what is quenching actually? Quenching is controlled cooling of steel components in a fluid to give specified properties. Now, what exactly we want from quenching? What is the desirable output? It's basically uniform hardening. You're looking for uniform hardening with minimum distortion, minimum cracking, and a smooth surface finish. And again, from the oil side, you need the highest sump life, longest sump life, minimum top-ups, longest drain intervals. So that is what is desirable. Now, for that, I'll give 3-4 immediate quick points which need to be kept in mind. First is the best housekeeping. Regular filtration, quench tank. The quench tanks must be periodically cleaned and the quench oil must filter to remove the scales and the contaminants and the metal shavings which got present over a period of quenching. And then agitation. Agitation is extremely important so that the temperature in a vertical tank of the quenching oil from the top to bottom is uniform. It doesn't leave any thermal gradients. The oil is uniform, the quenching is uniform, the hardness received is hardness across the metal piece, the job piece is uniform. So generally we recommend a 50 micron double back filter, which is recommended for proper maintenance. And the oil must be very continuously agitated so that there is uniform surface microstructure. It's very, very important. The microstructure, so there are no, the grain structures are not different. So you don't find any different hardness across the piece, across the job. So this is very important. So periodically, product sweetening is also essential, apart from agitation and filtration. Then we must also look for that hardening. So basically, when you're looking for, madam, next slide. So heat treatment of metals like I was talking to improve physical properties. Now, basically, you have different types of steel. Steel, as you all know, is an alloy of iron and carbon. So it can be low carbon steel, medium carbon steel, high carbon steel. So a low carbon steel where the carbon content is less than 0.3%, generally we don't recommend. Even water can be a quenchant and all that. A very low, light hardening, not much of hardening is required. Now coming to medium carbon steels and silting, we have a wide range of grades. So most carbon steels require a fast rate of cooling. And slower rate of cooling is recommended for high carbon steels, most of the alloy steels, for the oil hardening. Next slide, madam. Now, flash point, generally people, it's a very important criteria. Most important parameters, as you all would be knowing, is viscosity. And especially in case of quenching oils, flash point is also very important to have there is no fire hazard. So flash point is basically the temperature at which the first the vapor is ignited. So the moment you take it near a flame or a spark, so that the first flame takes place, which is of course not sustainable. The moment it becomes sustainable, we reach the fire point. Next slide, madam. So now what is the, how do we control the hardness? So first is the composition of the steel. What sort of steel are we handling? So the property of the steel, the composition of the steel, and then the dimensions of the component. What is the structure of the component? The time, how much you are giving? What sort of quenching we want? We have a slow cooling or faster rate of cooling. So all that will vary. It is important that heat transfer rates will vary with the changes in viscosity. So viscosities decrease as you heat. So the heat transfer rate also, as the heat transfer rates increase in general, as the viscosities reduce, and they become lighter, and the heat transfer viscosities increase when the viscosities reduce, so that they're lighter and they move, the flow rates are better. Next slide, madam. Now coming to the quenching curve, I'll talk about this. If you see a cooling curve, which defines that what is the quenching actually involved in. So basically, first when the metal piece of the job is dipped in the quenching tank, and it comes in contact with a hot quenching oil, there's a vapor blanket formed near the metal, all around the metal. So this vapor blanket must be stable. So there are a lot of surface wetting agents which are added in the quenching oil. These wet the metal surface, and the quality of this wetting surfaces decides how long the vapor blanket will be stable. So wetting agents are added. The faster, the better the wetting agent, this vapor blanket will be disappearing, and it will be collapsing faster. So this takes place, and after that, further cooling, the vapor blanket collapses, and then we get into the nucleate boiling. As you can see on the graph, the nucleate boiling starts. So this is the fastest heat transfer region. Then the rate of heat transfer is dependent on the oil's overall molecular composition. And after this, when the temperature is further reducing, the temperature of the hot oil and the steel interface, it is less than the oil's boiling point. The boiling point comes down, the oil temperature has come down below the boiling point, and nucleate boiling ceases, and you get into the convective cooling. So heat transfer is dependent on now oil's viscosity. And as I said, heat transfer rates increase with the lower viscosities, and they decrease with the increasing viscosity. So that the viscosity plays an extremely important role. And what I can say, even the shop floor operator can easily put a small graph if they are periodically checking the oil tested. Maybe every 3 months, 6 months, you can get the oil tested, the condition of the oil, that there is no moisture contamination. See, water is the enemy of oil. It emulsifies the oil. It doesn't lead to the optimum performance of the quenching oil. So basically, we generally 100 ppm, 80 to 100 ppm, we say are the discard limits. A lot of companies are offering this moisture alarms today. So you can install in your quenching tank this moisture alarm. So moment the moisture levels reach about 70 ppm, 80 ppm, so that you get the alarm that you are reaching the danger zone. These can become fire hazard as the moisture level increases. Maybe a leak from heat exchanger, or maybe from water ingress from anywhere else. So that is to be kept in mind. So agitations, periodic cleaning, and the periodic sweetening of the top up of the quenching tanks with fresh oils. All this is to be definitely taken care. It's a very, very safe operation, provided we are very, very serious about the maintenance practices. Next slide, madam. So the next slide, madam. So traditionally, I mean, I've already touched this. See, traditionally heavy forgings have been quenched in large volume open tanks using our mineral oil based quenching oils. Now the advantages are that you have slow cooling speeds. There's less risk of cracking because cracking will not give you the uniform hardness. And easy availability, low maintenance and care. So because maintenance and care still, especially the MSMEs and the segments where people are not keeping professionally qualified engineers and they say we cannot be able to afford. So they manage with the people who are not professionally qualified. So then maintenance becomes the, maintenance is hit. So that should not be the case. People, please take very good care, maintain the systems properly because they can be really fire hazards. You can lose much more than saving a little bit on the cost of hiring a professional engineer. But the disadvantages are huge flame heights could be there, which require increased height of the sheds. And the flames can be really going high. So the work environment becomes hazardous. It is fumes there all around, oily floors, unhealthy conditions, unhygienic conditions. Next slide, madam. Metaquench grades, they are formulated, fortified with additives. We have both of the straight cutting oils as well as the range compounded, additized. All sorts of grades are there. Mark quenching grades and slow quenching grades. Then good thermal properties, good chemical and oxidation stability. These are the USP of our quenching oils, whom we call in the Metaquench series. High boiling points and low volatility, high flash and fire points, and impart uniform hardness with minimum distortion or no distortion. Next slide, madam. So Metaquench 3940, these are straight metal types, no additives. They contain no additives, but then give low volatility. Next slide, madam. We have Metaquench 42, 43, which are suitable for high quenching speeds. And then Metaquench 44, again, I will not, probably time is short. I may not be able to detail on the grades. Next slide, madam. The presentation will be shared by all of you. So you can always come back. We will be sharing the email IDs of all the faculties. You can get back separately after these, the presentations are over. Next slide, madam. So these are mark quenching oils, 87, 88. So these are for when the bath temperatures are say 150 to 250, 220 degrees centigrade. And what sort of cooling rates are desirable. Basis that they're fortified with high level performance additives and so long lasting performance, and they have been proven in the industry. So coming to the rust preventives, I will take very quick few minutes. See, petroleum based rust preventives, they have wide application for temporary corrosion, short-term corrosion, long-term corrosion, storage and transportation. Many times you are exporting your pieces across seas. So what sort of the environment is there? Is it next slide, madam? Is it saline atmosphere? What sort of protection are you looking for? It is indoor storage. It is outdoor storage. Is it properly packed? Not properly packed? Salt spray protection test. There's a salt spray test done in the labs. So that defines what sort of salt spray protection the rust preventive can give. And the water separations, that is demulsibility, how fast it can throw out the water wherever. So if you're packing it nicely, the requirement on the rust preventive goes down. It cuts off the air, contact with the air and the external environment and provides a very, very thin film. So we have, they're easily applied by a brush and the spray and the dip, easily removable solvent. They're compatible with the oils where the application, wherever you're going to use that job piece, maybe in gear assembly or anywhere. So they are compatible. So they'll not leave any residue, or the residue will not have any negative effect. The non-staining types, and there are no additives which are heavy metals or barium or anything. Next slide, madam. So we have solvent cutback type preventives, we have oil-based, we have grease-based. This is the application. All sorts of rust preventives are there, a wide range of series, and depending on the atmosphere, how corrosive the environment is, where we are looking for rust protection, is it there exposed to sunlight, high temperatures, and the so this is what sort of surface, is it already polished or it's a bare surface? Accordingly, rust preventives will be useful and applied, and will be selected and customized. Next slide, madam. So we have Rustop 173, 173DW, that is dewater grade, and many other grades. Recently, we had a very successful new grade, Rustop 181, proven, and a case studies available at the Tata Steel Tubes at Jamshedpur, where we replaced many other competitors. The performance of the rust preventive was extremely appreciated by the customer. Customer was highly appreciative, and this has proved its performance. Next slide, madam. So again, coming to, we have various other grades which are oil-based, different applications, drying type, non-drying type, how much the moderate water displacement characteristics. Next slide, madam. Then we have Rustop 387, 38. These are greasy film type rust preventives. There are no solvents, there are no oil. They're basically grease based. So they are soft waxy solids at room temperature. We are looking for more longer rust protection. Next slide, madam. So coverage again, as I was saying, the quick drying type, slow drying type, non-drying type, and coverage is generally a thumb rule is 1000 divided by film thickness microns. It could be few microns, 3 micron, 4 micron, could be 15 micron as well. So different basis on that, the cost of the rust preventive will go up, and it will be accordingly forming the film thickness. Next slide, madam. I was talking to you the humidity cabinet test and the salt spray test. So these are the chambers where they are kept, and they are studied that how long the rust is, it doesn't rust. The metal of the metal piece doesn't rust. Next slide. Similarly, we coming to metal drawing compounds, we have metal forming processes, pressing, stamping, deep drawing, wire drawing, tube drawing, forging. On these operations, considerable amount of heat and stress are developed. So you need a good drying oil so that there is no chipping of the metal when it comes in the contact. So this is a very high pressure applied to this. So you need good drying oils. I am talking. I can give you this Power Grid Corporation for their wire drawing, aluminum wire drawing. We are giving our Drawmet 15, Drawmet 15S, 15S synthetic, Astro based. So there's a wide range of grades available. Varies the application and the viscosity. What sort of viscosity range you're looking for. Synthetic grades will offer where the tool and job piece will remain cleaner for a longer time. The top-ups will be less. The hardening of the some drawing oil will be at a slower rate. Next slide, madam. Next. So coming to transformer oils, I think all of you are using. We have paraffinic oils. In fact, all the Indian companies are marketing paraffinic oils. There are also naphthenic transformer oils available, and there are different IS available for them. But then the thing is that in India, whether it is our other public sector companies or mostly the paraffinic oils, we produce paraffinic oils meeting IS 335 2018 version. So this is uninhibited, and I mean there is no corrosion, very high oxidation stability, long life, very low water content, almost less than 20 ppm. So it provides high breakdown voltage, so high dielectric strength, and good heat transfer rate. Top-up rates are to be minimal, and you get a long life of the transformer oil. Next slide, madam. Now, polychlorinated biphenyls, these are banned long back, 1979 itself, US banned them. So concentrations cannot be less than, we don't have, this is nil in our transformer oils. Next slide. So they're coming to rubber process oils. I think people have been very well conversant with these rubber process oils. They can be aromatic, naphthenic, paraffinic. They have been traditionally DA types, distilled aromatic extracts, which have been widely. But then the European Union in 2010, from 1st April 2010, announced, next slide, madam. They announced that we need low pH, low polyaromatic hydrocarbons, so that the sum of 8 pH, which are already defined by them, has to be less than 10 ppm or 10 mg per kg. And also benzopyrene has to be less than 1 ppm or less than 1 mg per kg. So basis that, we have developed few grades we have few grades of which low pH, and they're widely used. MRF is using, Valpation tires is using. Many of the such customers have been using in their PCA content, which we measure by IP346, less than 3%. As per DMSO extract, this can be studied separately. As per IP346, of course, that module is also there. Today, you are talking of, we have a Grimmer lab. We get it done from the Grimmer lab, Germany. The low pH profile is tested and shared with the customers for our grades. Coming to those grades, next slide. So this is the grades are like, before I come to that, I'll just quickly, next slide, madam. I'll come to that. This 541, this is our naphthenic manufacturer for footwears, white colored goats. So this is a very good oil where the color is not, color is important. Unlike DAE grades where we are using our normal Elasto 710, color is not important, used in batteries and belts and rubber tires and tire manufacturing and all that. Next slide, madam. 710, I just talked to you. So they're suitable, as I already told you, and highly, I mean, we are the market leaders. Next slide, madam. We are the market leaders in this segment, selling a huge quantity, virtual monopoly with Hindustan Petroleum in this segment. Coming to low pH grades, which I was talking, as per the new regulations and widely prevalent, and many of the rubber tire OEMs have also shifted to them. Apollo, as I understand, is fully shifted to low pH grades. So Elasto Supreme TRAE, it is a grade there, suitable for high-end performance. Then we have another grade RAE, which is a little higher viscosities. But then many customers who have got arrangements to heat them, they will find that little cost basis, it is more competitively costly, more competitively priced in terms of cost, and give you little more cost benefits in a scenario where you see it's an extremely cost sensitive market and extremely cost sensitive segment. Next slide, madam. the next slide, madam. So I'll quickly touch on this Cool Guard P and Thanda Raja. These are ready to use as well as concentrate coolants. Cool Guard and Cool Guard P are our concentrate coolants. Cool Guard P is boron free, amine free, silicon free. It is environment friendly, biodegradable, fully biodegradable. Thanda Raja is a range which is ready to use segment, which is Bajaj is using it many so that it's a pre-mixed kind of coolant, so you don't have to add water. It is available in 1:3 or it's a 33% concentration or 50% concentration. So basis your usage, how much concentration you want. These grades are available in different variants. And then brake fluids .3, .4 as per the standard specifications. These are validated by ARI as well, Automotive Research Association of India. Many of the STUs procure this from us. Then another is shock absorber oils, which are again a virtual monopoly of Hindustan Petroleum. When you talk of Gabriel, you talk of Tenneco. Tenneco is the world's largest four-wheeler manufacturer in the world. So all they supply to all the premium OEMs or the four-wheeler manufacturers. And Tenneco is in India buys their shock absorber oils from us. We have replaced folks. We have replaced and virtually having the entire domestic consumption for Tenneco being sourced to us. So that's we pride on that. We feel pride in serving such world-class OEMs. And of course, you name there, it is there. And a lot of these grades I have not been able to cover because of time paucity. But then you can write to us, talk to us, and we are available. There's a wide range. And if we still need to develop more grades, maybe in synthetics, maybe in wide specific application, you're welcome. So thank you. I hand over now to my, these email IDs are coming. Madam, put up the new slide. But then I hand over to my colleague, Shri Abhijit Sarkar, to take it forward. Thank you, please.
Hello.
Sapna,
Good afternoon, everyone.
Questions written.
Abhijit, I think let them take one or two questions, please. Yes.
Yeah. So there is a
Sapna, I will help you. I will help you.
Yeah.
See, I'll read the questions for you. What is RPO recommended for HR sheet hot works jobs?
RPO recommended. Rust preventive oil.
Yeah, for hot
sheet
jobs.
Or maybe Dr. Jain to assist us with the Q&A.
Yeah.
Dr. Jain, are you there?
Yeah, he's there. Just a
Hot rolled sheets, normally we give Rustop 68 or Rustop 175.
Okay, so Sudhakar Singh has asked, and so suppose Sudhakar, you want more information, you can write to us or this team. Second question is that somebody is looking, the same person is looking for replacement of Martol 9107 from Total. It is high viscous oil being used for piercing operations. So what is the replacement for? Yeah.
Offhand, probably we'll need to check the specifications and get back. They can separately email it to us, their question, what is the specification and the exact application. We'll give them the answer. We'll respond to them.
Okay. Next question is that do we have coolant which is equivalent to Clariant anti-progen N?
See, again, this we need to study the specifications. See, these oils are not that you can give a very general answer. These are customized applications. What is the viscosity range you're looking for? Any criticality in your operation which you need to be careful about, we need to be careful about. So those need to be studied. Yes, we have got coolants which can definitely work, and soluble cutting oils and neat cutting over coolants, both are available as I discussed quite in detail. And you can go through our websites. They're there. You share on emails. So we'll get back specifically on this.
On this, the panelist can share the details. We will see that the local technical services officers visits the plant, sees the application and the product being used, and then we'll make a exact recommendation.
Yeah, no problem. Somebody is also saying that he is already using HP, but what is the grade you suggest for cold forging application? HP grade of cold forging application.
We have got this Dromet 44. Dromet 44 can be recommended. Which grade are they using currently? I don't know, but then Dromet 44 is available.
Okay.
We have Anjali online. So Anjali, you can go on. You want to ask question to panelists?
Yes. Yeah. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Sir, this is where one of the concern in HR sheet. the steel mill has given the oil surface area, but after 8 days, black surface has been generated, and our customer has not accepted because the surface treatment having the issue. So we had discovered the steel mill that itself. So they are said that it is a HPCL rust preventive proven oil. It is not like that. So whether you are recommending such a concern or not.
See, what I can understand after listening to you is that, see, it is important to see that the entire metal surface is covered. Otherwise, there will be
Entire metal surface has been covered. No issue. Entire surface, and if we touch the finger, then it becomes a black. When we are getting the material, it is covered by plastic sheet, and while opening, it is a not it is a no black surface. But if it is exposed to the atmosphere 3 to 4 days, then it becomes a black. So we want to generate an inventory. Then this is our concern. That's why I am interested to join this webinar.
See, rusting is taking place and oxidation. Basically, oxidation is taking place. So that has to be studied. This probably will depute the local sales engineer. He can come in touch, come in, get in contact. You can share the email and the mobile number. Our people will get in touch with you and study there, discuss in detail with you there.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Okay, shall we like to continue or?
Abhijit, I think, madam, time is short. I'll request then order
Yeah.
the board.
Yes, yes. So we will continue participant and we will take your remaining questions.
You can kindly share the questions to us. We will put the local person in touch with the customers.
Great.
Good afternoon. Myself, Abhijit Sarkar, DGM Technical Services. I am handling industrial oils and greases at the headquarters office of HPCL. Next slide, madam. Next slide. So basically, when we come to industrial oils like hydraulic oils, industrial gear oils, they are classified basis the viscosity number. You must be using hydraulic oil of ISO VG 68, or you must be using a 46 number oil. So what is this number, 46 or 68? This number is the kinematic viscosity at 40 degrees centigrade. There is an ISO VG system for it. And say, suppose you are using a 68 grade hydraulic oil. It means that the viscosity at 40 degrees is plus minus 10% of 68. So basically, I'm just showing you basically hydraulic pump. You have got an internal gear pump, you have got external gear pumps. These are very commonly used nowadays. Next, madam. Madam, next. So this is also axial piston pump. You have got fixed displacement axial piston. You have got variable displacement pumps nowadays, which are improving energy efficiency. Next, madam. This is the vane type of pump, which is again used in the hydraulic systems. No, next, madam. Next. Now, in all these types of hydraulic systems, the hydraulic oils are being used. Now, the basic level hydraulic oil, which we have, is the Enclo grade, the most popular one being Enclo 68. This is a zinc-based hydraulic oil, anti-wear type of hydraulic oil, which meets IS 10522. It is available in viscosity grades 32, 46, 68, 100, 150, 220, 320, and 460. The most common one, like I said, is the Enclo 68 is being used. We also have got non-ISO VG grades like 57, 121, 176, which are used in special applications. Next, madam. Next slide. So then we have got the hydraulic oil for high pressure. Just the previous one, madam. I think previous. So then we have got the hydraulic oil for the high pressure systems. These are known as the Enclo HLP grades or Enclo HLP-T grades. Again, they are zinc type, anti-wear type of hydraulic fluids, but Enclo HLP grades meet the norms of the German standard DIN 51524 Part 2. They meet Parker Dennison HF0. They meet Indian standard IS 11656. and are recommended for any hydraulic application which demands high pressure hydraulic oil. Then we also have a variant which is zinc free, that is ACoE. It is not only zinc free, it is ashless also. Basically, the industries which have to comply to the environment norms of zinc free or zero discharge emissions of zinc, or maybe the aluminum industry which demands again zinc free and ash free oils. These oils can be used. Then we have the high viscosity index hydraulic fluids like HPCL. These are used in the excavators for energy efficiency. And we again also have a zinc-free variant called HPCL H grade. Next slide, madam. Then is, like in the industry, your dilemma is how clean your hydraulic oil is. Most of the time, your hydraulic oil is getting contaminated either from the use, maybe in the forging application or various applications. So you need, just like a human being, like he requires sometimes basically dialysis. Similarly, the oil also requires filtration if it gets too much contaminated. We in HPCL, next slide. We in HPCL have got the filtration system which can supply you super clean oils. Now the super clean oils are measured as per NAS, that is National Aerospace Standard 1638. The normal oil which you get in steel barrels which is unfiltered is approximately NAS 12 to NAS 11. But by means of filtration, we can reduce the contamination to NAS level 6. And you can see there is a drastic reduction in the degree of contamination when you jump from NAS level 12 to NAS level 6. You can see the particle counts in different sizes, they are coming down. So all this is available in our Silvassa plant, like my colleague, Mr. Gagandeep Sodhi has told you. Next slide, madam. Madam, next slide. Hello. Next slide. So this is the printout in our plant which we get. You have got a system which gives you the NAS, how clean the oil is in terms of NAS, and equivalent NAS you have got ISO 4406 also. That also is possible. This is next slide. Next slide. There is a machine called the laser particle counter, and this is basically counting the particles which can give you the reading. Next slide, madam. Next slide. Then we come to the compressor oils. In all the industries, the most popular type of compressors are the reciprocating and the screw type. We have got the compressor oils for all the types of compressors. Next slide, madam. Our starting grade is HiCom C grade, which is used for the reciprocating types of compressors. The most common grade is HiCom C 150 and HiCom C 220, which is used for the lubrication of single and multi-stage compressors with wet air. Next slide. Then for the air compressors with high discharge temperature, we have got HiCom VDL T grades, which are meeting the German standard DIN 51506 VDL norms. This is where your discharge temperature are touching 250 degrees centigrade. Then we also have got synthetic compressor oils, especially you have got the compressors of Atlas Copco. So we have got the compressor oils like HiCom Turbosyn, which are synthetic type and can replace the synthetic oils of the OEMs like Atlas Copco. Then we have got synthetic oils called HiCom PGE, which can replace the synthetic oils of Ingersoll Rand like Ultracool. Next slide. Then we come to the industrial gear oils. Next slide. We have got oils like Parthan EP, which is an industrial gear oil. This is available in various viscosities: 68, 150, 220, 320, 460, etc. This oil meets the German standard DIN 51517 Part 3, IS 8406. Interplant steel standards being followed by steel industry of 1-09003, and this is an industrial oil having sulfur phosphorus type of EP additives, mainly for production of industrial gears. It can be used in all types of industrial gears, and for nowadays the new gears are coming, which are case hardened, compact, made by basically OEMs like Siemens, Siemens Flenda. For them, we have got special oils called anti-micropitting oils like Parthan EPMA. We also have got synthetic industrial gear oils called Parthan SL. Next slide, madam. Then finally, for greases, we have got various range of greases. We have got lithium soap greases like Lithon 2, Lithon 3, which are very popular for the electric motor bearings. Then we have got extreme pressure lithium greases, Lithon EP1, EP2. We have got greases with molybdenum disulfide like Lithon M2. We have got high temperature lithium complex grease like Lithoplex 1, 2, 3. We also have got lithium complex grease with EV properties like Lithoplex HTX1, Lithoplex HTX2. We have got calcium soap greases like Flutec 1, Flutec 2, which are used in steel industries. We have calcium sonate one and forging industry. That's all. That's all. End of the presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So there are, I think so, one hand raised. We will allow him to talk. Yes.
Yes.
You can talk, Mr. Arunmungam. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Mr. Arunmungam. You can unmute yourself and you can talk. By that time, there is one question raised by Mr. Vijay. How are the long life greases for automotive are tested?
See, automotive greases, there is a separate IS standard for testing of automotive greases. One is the basically bearing life test. Second is the oxidation stability test for greases. Like most of our greases, like we have got long life greases, their oxidation stability, the drop in oxygen pressure is basically less than 0.5 psi at the end of the test. Then we have got the various bearing tests like FE8, FE9 tests are there, which can be done to establish the greases.
Yeah. Mr. Arunmungam, you can talk. Hello. I think so. Hand raised by him wrongly. So we can continue. So shall we go ahead with the next presentation?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, please. You can introduce yourself till I put my slides on.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Akhil Pandey, and I am DG and Technical Services in Headquarter Office of HPCL in Mumbai. I am looking after automotive lubricants. I welcome you all to this webinar. Since all of you would be having DG sets and transportation fleets in your plants, I would be making a short presentation on diesel engines. Yeah, next one. The flow of my presentation would be, first I would be covering some engine oil basics. Then I would be giving a brief about the HPCL diesel engine oils. Then I would be talking about the key market drivers for various OEMs, which will be followed by the HPCL BS6. Engine oils play a key role in protecting engines against wear by reducing the friction between the moving parts. With the changes in engine technologies, a lot of developments have taken place in the engine oil specifications and formulations also. So due to their utmost importance in prolonging the life of the engines, engine oils can also be referred to as the blood of an engine. If we talk about the functions of engine oil, the most important function of an engine oil are that they help in lubricating, then cooling and cleaning of the various components. Next one. The lubricants help in preventing wear and tear of the components and also help in reduction of the friction. They transfer the heat from the components and also thus help in the cooling of the engine. They clean the engine by removal of the contaminants, thus enhancing the durability of the product. They also prevent corrosion of the components from the acids which are formed during the combustion process, thus extending the life of the engine. Next. During your interactions with various oil marketing companies, you would have heard about multi-grade oils like 20W40 or 10W30. So exactly what are these multi-grade oils and what do these numbers actually stand for? So these numbers basically indicate the SAE viscosity grade, which gives an indication of the viscosity of the product. So if there is a number like 5W, 10W, 20W, or say 30, 40, or 50, which is mentioned on the package, it basically indicates that the oil is a monograde oil. So you can see that the number is a monograde in this case. Whereas in case if there's a number which is written say 5W30, 10W40, 15W40, or 20W40, then that means it is a multi-grade. This number W basically indicates the winter grade, which is basically for the winter application. So in a 10W30 grade, say for example, this 10W indicates the viscosity grade under low temperature conditions. The lower the number is, the better is the cold startability of the product. Similarly, 30 indicates the viscosity grade under the high temperature conditions. The larger the number is, higher the viscosity. So in case the multi-grade oils, in case of these multi-grade oils, you basically don't need to change the oils every season. Otherwise, in case of monograde oils, you have to change the oils every season because they cannot go for the full year long. And then there are various other great advantages also of the multi-grade oils, which include basically reduced oil consumption, fuel savings, better cold starting, and reduced engine wear during the starting. Next. American Petroleum Institute, API, basically has outlined various performance levels for the various petrol and diesel engines. So if you see for the diesel engines, the series starts with C. So you can see that performance levels are like CA, CB, CC, CD, CF4, CG4, CH4. So as we are moving higher, the performance of the product is increasing. And presently, we are at API CK4 levels. So with this, basically, this gives a indication as to what the performance of the product is, and it also helps in comparing different types of products which are available in the market. Next. HPCL premium diesel engine oils are basically known by the name of MILSI. For different performance levels, we have brand extensions like MILSI Turbo, Turbo Star, Turbotech, etc. For which I would be talking in the future slides. Next. So this is the entire HPCL diesel engine oil range. You can see that from the API CF level, we are having products up to API CK4 level, which is the latest range. So we have an entire range of diesel engine oils for the market, and we have also recently launched the BS6 range. Next. So I'll be just covering a few of the various diesel engine oils which we are selling in the market. First of all, we have a product which is HP Milsy Turbo 15W40. This is basically a API CF4 oil and also having the Mercedes-Benz 228.1 specifications. This is basically used for the naturally aspirated and turbocharged engines, and this is the one of the highest selling grades of HPCL. Then this is HP Milsy Turbo Star 15W40. Again, this is a premium diesel engine oil, and it exceeds the API CH4 performance level. And it is recommended for all new generation diesel engine oils, diesel engines, commercial, light commercial vehicles manufactured by the various OEMs. This is HP Milsy Turbo Tech. This is a super premium diesel engine oil which exceeds the specifications of API CI4 Plus, and it is available in 15W40 viscometrics, and it is recommended for up to BS4 diesel engines for the commercial, light commercial, multi-utility vehicles. That's as you are aware that pollution is a big problem in India, and in order to curb this pollution, our government had decided to regulate the emission of air pollutants from the motor vehicles. Thus, to reduce the emissions from motor vehicles, BS6 norms were introduced all over the India from April 2020. So with these introduction of these norms, there would also be a change in the requirement of lubricants because of the various after treatment devices which are being used in these vehicles. So in line with these changes, HPCL has introduced their entire BS6 range of. So if we talk about the key market drivers, basically which are driving the OEMs, there are basically three major drivers. These are efficiency, emissions, and durability. Efficiency has come up from the increased fuel economy requirements, basically from the government regulations and customer requirements. The tightening of the emission legislations has basically resulted in a reduction of various pollutants like NOx, carbon monoxide, particulate matter, etc. So since the engine operating conditions have become severe over a period of time, the durability also has become of prime importance, and hence this piston cleanliness, soot oxidation, sludge wear, and after treatment compatibility play a key role in enhancing the life of the engine. Next. So this has also, with these changes, there has been an impact on the lubricants also. So for increasing the fuel efficiency, lower friction is required, and therefore the oils have to shift to lower viscometrics, like say 10W30. For controlling the emissions, the exhaust after treatment devices are being installed in the vehicles. So these after treatment devices basically have catalysts in them, which are poisoned by the sulfur, phosphorus, and sulfated ash. So basically, for this, you require products which should have basically low SAPs, that is sulfated ash, phosphorus, and sulfur. And for better durability, these better anti-wear properties are required in the engine. So now coming to the BS6 range, we have launched an entire range of BS6 products. I'll be just giving you an overview of the various products which are there in the BS6 kitty of HPCL. Next. This is the entire range of BS6 products. You can see that we are having products for various applications like 4-stroke motorcycles, 4-stroke scooters, passenger cars, and diesel commercial vehicles and 3-wheelers. So in four-stroke motorcycles, our brand name is Racer. So we have an entire range of Racer products in various viscometrics, and also meeting performance levels from API SJ to API SN, and also JASO-MA. In case of four-stroke scooters, we have the product as Racer Scootex, and this is available at 10W30 and 10W40 viscometrics with a performance level of API SL and JASO-MP. In passenger cars, we have recently launched a new series, HP Neosynth Gen 6, which is available in 5W30 and 0W20 viscometrics. And this product is available in API SN Plus and RCR2, meets the performance level of RCR2 C2. For diesel commercial vehicles and three-wheelers, we have a range which meets API CJ4 to API CK4 specifications. So HP Milsi Turbo Gen 6 is the product which we have recently launched in 15W40 and 10W30 viscometrics, and it meets API CK4, ASIA C9, ASIA E9, BTS 4.5, and various other specifications of Mercedes-Benz and Siemens. Then we have a product in the API CJ4 range, which is HP Milsi Turbo Ultra. This also product is available in 15W40 and 10W30 viscometrics. Then we have specially a product HP Milsi Turbo Ultra Plus, which is available in 10W40 viscometrics, and this product is basically used for the Mercedes-Benz applications. Next. So this is basically the BS6 range of in the diesel segment, what HPCL is having. HP Milsi Turbo Ultra Plus, and HP Milsi Turbo Gen 6. So thank you for patient listening. This is what I had to present. Thank you. Any questions, please?
Thank you, speakers. Now, I request participants, if you want to ask any question, you can raise your hand, or you can write your questions in question window, Q&A window. There is a question written by Mr. Singh. Have you taken this question? I am looking for replacement of Martol 9107 from Total. It's a high viscous oil being used for
this was already taken during
okay.
This was with respect to Mr. Ashwini's presentation.
Yeah.
There is a question, is there any lube available for passenger cars for petrol and CNG? So we have launched our HP Neosynth Gen 6 range. That product will cater to the passenger cars for petrol, diesel, as well as CNG.
So you can go through the questions which are unanswered, and we have another 2-3 minutes so we can cover those questions.
Meantime, I will just ask a normal question that what is the method to contact you? Where do people should contact? Because people have a lot of queries and they want your technical guidance. So to whom we should contact?
Sapna, if you can put that slide.
That only. The slide.
Yeah. So we'll share the presentation with the participants and they can contact on this given addresses.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the question, ma'am, you had asked?
Yeah, there are many questions written in Q&A window. So if you can go through the Q&A window, and if you want to answer any, so we have another 2-3 minutes.
There is one question on recycling of used oil, and Abhijit has responded that there are pollution control board approved reprocessors, and these people can reprocess the used engine oil and you can then use it to a lower application grade as per your end use requirements.
Right. So,
For this last question, is there any lube available for passenger cars for petrol and CNG? This Neosynth Gen 6 basically was for the BS6 range. For up to BS4 range, we have product which is HP Neosynth, which is available in 5W30 and Neosynth plus 0W20, which is available in the 0W20.
I think so. We have covered all questions. So once again, I'd like to thank you, all the panelists, and thank you all participants for being with us. Please provide your feedback at the end of this session. And I like you to register yourself for the upcoming webinar, for the Friday webinar, where Mr. Vedanta is the faculty. So thank you very much. Namaste. We are ending for today's session. Thank you all.
So from ACMA side, Sapna, from ACMA side, we want to officially thank all the panelists.
Yes,
And
yes.
it was a very technical presentation. I understand HP is the market leader. And I think you can announce some schemes later on for the auto component sector. We can discuss separately. And let me tell you, I am also your customer. I feel only HP petrol. So I think next time I should get some discount from you.
Great, sir. We thank
individual
ACMA
customer.
for giving us this platform. Great to have this interaction and this webinar.
And
with all
one more last point, that we are very proud to be associated with you, and our Indian brand. If we can get it more popularized to the people, I think you are coming with BS6 fuel also. I think we can leverage India for the better prospectus and GDP.
Yeah,
so thank you very much from appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you.